Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is the Perfect Storm 4, an updated version of the Synthesizer list that hits the opponent with hasty robot overlords. We've streamlined the deck. We now top out at 3 mana to make up for the faster standard of today. We've brought in a way to make sure we're much more likely to get our factories on board. We have the tools, we have the weapons, we have the technology. Let's get in there. We're playing the full set of 3 steps ahead, the amazing staple that gives us 3 excellent options when we fire it off. We're mostly interested in the copy mode. It allows us to create a surprise synthesizer. The other 2 modes are also very useful, but the more factories we have online, the more robot overlords we can generate. With enough mana, we can pull off 2 modes or even all 3. Basilisk Collar is a 1-mana equipment that we're trying out for the first time. While our robot overlords don't need the death touch ability, we can gain plenty from giving them lifelink. It's often the case that in the current standard, we've taken too many damages by the time we're ready to fire back. This way, we can continue the fight if we can equip one of our robot overlords and gain enough life to get out of range of the opponent's capabilities. Fountainport Bell is a 1-mana artifact that we can use to fetch up any basic land from our deck. It does go on top, so it becomes our next draw, but we can also sacrifice the bell to draw a card. In the long run, we don't set ourselves back for fixing our colors or bailing ourselves out of a shuffler special. Once we don't need the bell anymore, we can repurpose them into relics for card draw and to chain them into our 3-drop artifacts. Cryogenic Relic is a fantastic 2-mana artifact. When it enters and when it leaves, we get to draw a card. It can be sacrificed for another 2 mana to slow down an enemy. But what we're really after is not just the card draw, but to repurpose the relic into one of our 3-mana artifacts. Repurposing Bay is our utility card that we can use to chain artifacts all the way up until we're fetching out factories and dropping them right into play. With the cards we've chosen, the chain can easily start at 0 with a spare robot overlord or a map token. Then we work our way up until we get to synthesize. The synthesizer is our key card. It not only generates robot overlords, but it also gives us a scry too. That can give us a great way to find additional cards we need to press our advantage. The more robot overlords we can generate, the bigger they will be. The helm is the perfect companion to our factory outlets. Just 1 helm on board with a factory can help us increase the amount of robot overlords we have in play thanks to the token copy ability of the helm. Every time we have a token artifact enter play on our side, we also get a map token. The map tokens often build up and boost the stats of our robot overlords. While we can make a copy of any token artifact we have, including our AI men, what we prefer to do is make copies of a token synthesizer to really press the opponent. Warmaker Gunship is our lone removal. When it enters, we can snipe an enemy while also generating robot overlords. It can easily open the door to be able to get past a big blocker. And when we station 6 power worth of men, it turns into a 4-power flying attacker. Frostcliff Siege is an enchantment, but it's the very card that will give our men haste and trample along with a boost to their power. These are amazing abilities, especially when we can generate robot overlords every turn. While that is the primary mode we are looking for, we can also make use of the other mode that gives us card draw when 1 or more of our men hit the opponent. In general, we won't need the draw since the Trample and Haste should be more than enough to take down any life total. Bender's Waterskin is a mana artifact that has replaced the other mana artifacts we've been using in our synthesizer decks. It can tap for any color of mana and will untap during the opponent's turn. That gives us additional mana for making an instant synthesizer or to counter a spell or activate the helm. For lands, we're playing 2 Fountainport, the special land that can generate tokens or fat sack them for card draw. 2 Fomori Vault, the special land that we can use to dig through our deck. 4 Fabled Passage, the special land that can fetch out any basic from our deck. 4 Thundering Falls, the Surveil land. 4 Riverpyre Verge, the mountain that becomes a dual when we have a mountain or island in play. 4 Mountain, and 4 Island. Playing the deck is fun and rather easy. We hit the ground running with our low-cost artifacts that can either help fix our mana or draw us more cards. With us topping out at 3 mana, We can set up our board quickly. The key is getting a factory in play, then generating robot overlords as often as possible. A small squad of our AI men are usually enough to take down the opponent, but we've brought the siege as backup to quickly end games. We've got the tools, we've got the weapons, we've got the technology. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is Tanith the Dark. From their avatar, they are not about the dark, they are about mono-red. We are kicking things off with a 4-lander. Normally I auto-keep these, but this one has a lot of do-nothing unless we get very lucky draws. Mull. Then we get a shuffler special with our scoop special. Turn 3 factory, turn 4 copy, turn 5 helm, and another token factory. I like it. Keep. The only card we can afford to send on down is one of the 3 steps ahead. I always like to wait until the end of the opponent's turn to crack these. No real reason other than this way we don't give them information until their turn is already over. They have a passage of their own, but they crack theirs right away. They fetch out an island. That's what we're going to do. The deck functions just fine off only 1 red mana. And we draw a mountain. We can hit 4 mana later and we're a go for the scoop special. We do have to go with our second passage this turn and use it right away. Otherwise, we shuffle away the land we grab with the bell. They look like they've never seen a bell before. They play out a plains. They're in Azorius colors and with 2 mana that gives them the right mana for a no more lies. They could easily have a counter spell at this point, so we're not going to risk anything. When they represent a counter, especially one that taxes, as long as they also aren't pressing our life total, we can afford to take our time. Jeskai control then, and they keep their mana up. At the end of their turn, we'll fat sack our bell for a draw. We could try to bait out their counter with the collar, but it's not that big of a piece of bait. We need a bigger chunk of meat. The siege should do nicely. The true hallmark of many a control player, especially the lesser experienced ones, is that they will use a counterspell on the very first thing they see. There it is, ladies and shark men. A good player will evaluate carefully the very first card they see. Our siege, by itself, is not very good unless we get men on board. Is it better to stop the siege or stop the men? They drop in a land and call it a day. They could still have a second counterspell, or they have a handful of removals. We draw a Waterskin, and that will be our play. If it gets through, it could mean they are out of counters, and it does go through. The Waterskin also helps us against their tax counter. If we can get to 6 mana, we can play out 3 mana cards and have mana left over to pay for their no more lies. First, they used their counterspell on the wrong thing, and now they burn an artifact destruction spell on the wrong card. It all kind of smells of inexperience. Use Tide, bro. It gets the stains out along with the smell. Our Surveil land shows us another collar on top, but let's bin it. We need to try to find some of our business spells. Serious business. We'll throw down the helm, and it goes through without a hitch. Now that it's in play, we'll want the helm to stick around. We draw another collar anyways. I would have felt better if it had been a land. Anyways, we'll hold what we got. We do draw a 6th mana, but it's a Surveil land. On top we have a Waterskin, which is an easy keep. We could test the waters yet again with our Waterskin. They didn't like the first one at all. But we do have 6 mana now. Let's try the factory. There is a little bit of a hitch, but it does get through. We might be in business, boys. On top, we have a pair of lands, one of which is a vault. It would be good to have it to help dig our way into more weapons, but let's send both of these on down. We have the ability to start up our production lines, and we should focus on that. They fire off their signature card. Unfortunately for them, we have this here 3 steps ahead. That's a negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is definitely full. You'll have to keep that in your pants. We draw another Waterskin. We'll play one out. There is no hitch at all. That's a sign that we are a go to drop in the other one. They hit our first robot overlord with a removal. That's all fine and good, but we're getting another popping right out the factory. They're going to need a ton of removals. And at this size, Lightning Helix, a card they love to play, is absolutely useless. They fire off another removal, but we have the mana, we have the technology to make an instant copy of our robot overlord. They use another removal to snipe our newest robot overlord. That's 3 of those already. Only 1 left. They burn through their turn without any plays. Nice, bro. Very nice. We draw a passage and we'll fat sack it right away. We'd like to avoid drawing more lands, please and thank you. We might not have anything to do, but we can work on making a huge pile of map tokens. Even a single robot overlord might be enough to take them down. We draw another factory. This could be go time. They try a no more lies. At this point it's useless. We can easily pay the extra 3 mana. On top, we have another pair of lands, but we'll ship those. Oh hey, there's a Lightning Helix now. A whole 3 points, bro? You're killing me. We'll crack a map token. We might as well make sure we don't draw more lands during our start of turn draw if we can prevent doing so. On top is a bay, and we'll gladly keep it. Oppo goes with a board wipe to clear out our robot overlord. It's already nearly at lethality by itself. We'll make some more map tokens at the end of their turn. This is fine, as we have another pair of AI men that we'll be generating. You can sense this Oppo is crying inside. The bay will help us get to more of our weapons, and it generates 2 robot overlords. They're going to need another board wipe or 4 removals. We'll trade in the collar for a relic. The artifact chain has begun, and normal counters can't stop us. The relic draw gets us a 3 steps ahead. This is perfect. We can make an instant synthesizer, but let's see what they get up to. They need to do something about our men. They go with a bit of mathemagic, but unfortunately for them, this is a card we can easily counter. Not today, Satan. We don't even pay for the draw option since this is game over. They're out of cards. That's GG's, extra synthesizer cheese. This is XYZ, oh so bad at spelling a name. Nice toothpick you got there. We get a 4-lander with a pair of our early artifacts and a Repurposing Bay. We can play out our cards on schedule, and we'll have plenty of mana. Keep your pants on. We draw a factory, which throws me off. Instead of turn 3 Bay, we can go with our Synthesizer, but a turn 4 Bay isn't something we can activate right away, but a factory is still a better play at that point. Our relic draws us a Waterskin. That is another robot overlord for us once we play out the Synthesizer. They go with an annex. The mighty demon Golgari has arrived on the big show. This turn they're helping us by going down to 18 life. At some point, they'll turn that around, I'm sure. On top, we have a land and a bell. We'll pass on both. Let's try to get some more ammo. That's weird. They go with a Collector's Vault. Are they trying to fit Reanimator with Demon Golgari? We draw a Helm. We'll likely want to play that out on our next turn, when we have the mana to play it and activate the token copy ability. For this turn, we'll go with the Waterskin. They activate their vault and toss out a Lord Voldemort. They are on Reanimator. So the whole demon portion of their program is all for card draw, and or a distraction. They fear our untapped blue mana. Their next spell can't be countered. We don't need to buddy, we're planning on smashing face despite any Lord Voldemorts you try to put in our way. The hammer will be coming down. We draw a Siege. It is good, but this turn we're going with more robot overlords. While the Bay can get us additional weapons, it is good, boys. Don't get me wrong, but I think the play here has to be the Helm. The Helm will generate another robot overlord, and we can make a third while growing our AI men faster than we could if we went with the Bay. A second factory would be pretty solid, but the Helm can get us lethality. Our men are almost as big as their Lord Voldemort. The advantage we have is we can send it. Let's get in there. They declined to block, so we'll make a third robot overlord. Damages, bro, damages. We do have a mana left over. We can use that to fat sack our bell for a draw. It will shrink our team, but another card in hand could guarantee we can smash face on our next turn. Or we could draw a land. They need a sweeper, or another blocker at the very least. It's awkward when your big 9/9 lifelink guy isn't enough to win you the game. Oopsie poopsie, bro. They actually do fetch a land with our bell. It's almost like they think they are getting another turn after this one. That's a lot of wishful thinking. They unclog their toilet and out pops their demon token. If our team of robot overlords don't grow at all, they survive to see another turn. We draw a gunship, we would have used the Bay to get one. This saves us the trouble of having to fetch one out. We'll snipe their demon token, and we'll smell that thing later. Much, much later. Then, just to be sure, the Siege can give our team a power boost, as well as Trample. And that's how you manhandle a Lord Voldemort? That's GG's extra robot overlord cheese. This is DAT, as in we're gonna tap DAT mass. We get a 3-lander this time. This hand is a bit slow. We don't have any plays until we drop the factory. We do have a Surveil land for a look, but only one. Keep your pants on. Our Surveil land shows us a Bell on top. We'll take it. We do want to get to at least 4 mana. 5 is even better, and 6 mana lets us double spell. We have to fat sack the passage right away if we're going to fetch up a land with the Bell. When all you're going to do is draw, it doesn't matter how you order them. Oppo is slow rolling it. We need to off them quickly, or we won't have time for another game. Tonight, we synthesize. On top, we have a land and a collar. We can take one of these, but not both. We do have the mana for an instant synthesizer, so let's take the collar here. They go with a Horn of Plenty. This is new. I don't usually see opponents playing the cornucopia. We got nothing over here. Your go, my bro. Amazing. That's an Annex they're playing out. Golgari is so strong, it doesn't really need the Annex. That does nearly tap them out, so we can fire off our copy, and they're likely not going to have a removal. All hail our robot overlords. On top, we have a passage and a collar. We'll ship both of these on down. Oh wow, R.I.P. Oppo. We drew another factory. When the going gets tough, we get to making robot overlords. On top, we have a Bell and a Gunship. Let's take the Gunship first. They're likely about to use the plunger on their toilet to have it cough up a demon token. On second thought, let's just take the Gunship. Board wipe, or a pile of removals, or a pile of blockers. It has to be one of those 3. They go with a mana artifact. That still leaves them with 5 mana for something else. And that's a sweeper. That will save their bacon and buy them another turn. It is time for another instant synthesizer. This one could very well wreck them in their pants. They are going with a Storm Brood. That is going to save them this game. Or at least, that's what they think. They aim their Enter's Play ability at one of our factories. That one, we'll copy it before it goes away. With only 3 mana left, they likely don't have much else they can do about our surprise squad of robot overlords. They poop it and scoop it. That's GG's. Extra surprise cheese. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.